Yo guys, what's up? I'm Theadventurefox, 10k achievement points, lol. And we're gonna just dive right into the video. Spooky Festival, best way to do it, let's go. So, yo guys, I just got my spot. My spot was 606, and this was the loot I get. A skeleton horse, 1 million coins, witch mask, enchanted book, vampire VE, spooky disc and spooky pie. This is my highest spot at the moment. We're just gonna claim it right now. So yeah, only this loot already is pretty decent, plus my coins. I did some decent progress because this was my first event ever, then this one, then this one, then this. I skipped one of the events because it was like 4 AM and I wasn't prepared. This one was 9 AM, so it's pretty decent, but I did some less candy than the previous one, but 300. But yeah, I started 6 minutes late because, man, I was like, yeah, forgot that it was about to happen. Thought it was 30 minutes later, so yeah. But this is what it is. Best spot at the moment. Hopefully next time we're gonna do better. But now I'm gonna talk about what's the best places and what's the best gear. First the gear, then the places, and some few tips. Let's go. So yeah. We're gonna talk about the gear. So you got to have a bad person helmet, bad person, bad person, bad person. I put a titanic on it because it gives more HP, a little bit more health, and yeah, that's pretty decent because you don't need a crit damage to damage those mobs because they got special health, but you need this. A hole buster, it does 100% more damage to a spooky enemy because they work with 1 hit 1 damage. So with the hole buster it's like 1 hit 2 damage, and that's pretty OP. And then the bad pet you also need, and that gives also plus 50% damage if it's a max one. Mine is only level 70, so it's plus 35. But yeah, normally if you got a max pet you do 3 damage a hit, and that's pretty OP. Also the bad pet you need because it's candy lover effect, and that gives 14% more candy, but if the bad pet is max it's 20%, so that's a dang lot. There's also a really important talisman, and that's this one, the strong candy artifact, or candy artifact. The mine is only an epic one. You have the legendary one, but it's really expensive, and at the moment I didn't invest in it, but it's 5% more than legendary one. But just get yourself that candy artifact, or the higher the legendary one. And also a really important but not necessary, the lucky hoof. The lucky hoof can also go 1 level up, but it's really expensive, and it gives you more chance to find some tricky chests that I'm gonna show you right now. Okay guys, and so this is a trick and treat box. You definitely got to be careful because if you kill them up you don't get a message that you got one, and these are the money makers, and also probably can win you some spots because 6 purple candy, that's like 30 scores, so yeah, don't miss out on them. Be careful if you slap some mobs, and always watch sometimes if they didn't, because it's really annoying that they don't have a drop message, but yeah, it is how it is. And now for the armor. Bad person helm, chestplate, pants and boots are the upgraded versions of this one. The spooky helmet, the spooky chestplate, the spooky pants and the spooky boots. So yeah, what are they doing? Each piece gives 5% more chance to get candy, so that's pretty OP, and the full set gives another 5% more chance. So you have to buy them. That's 1 stack of purple candy, so that's kinda expensive because 1 stack, this is probably at the moment the lowest price you can get for 1 stack. It's 400k, so you gotta invest in it, but as you saw in my thing, I didn't even talk about the amount of money I got from the stuff it dropped, so instantly get it back, I promise you. So yeah, this is how you make the hole buster. It's also really expensive one because almost 400k. This is like 40k, but the ectoplasm is like also really expensive, so let's look at that. For a half a stack it's like 1.5 mil. For this it's a little bit cheaper than I expected, so that like nothing. But so the hole blaster is almost like 2 million, but also worth it, I promise you, worth it so hard. So the recipe of a bad this is for to make a bet. It's a really cheap one. Just put a super enchanted egg in it to get the epic or legendary, but in my opinion you just gotta buy some from the auction. If you go to the AHA and you write bad bet and you just do the legendary one, lowest and legendary, you see 1.2 mil, but yeah, you know, I would just buy a level 100. Is maybe a little bit too high because yeah, not spent. You know, you see the level 50, it's like 2 mil, really expensive at the moment. Whoa, I think I bought my bad bet for 1.3 mil and he was already level 60 and I mined a little bit with him. You know what, get yourself a low level bad bet, put like a really good tool on it, you know, like the farming, but not the weak one, but just spend half a mil more on it and just go to your farm and spam your farm until it's like a decent level 70 at least, or just put some candy on it. It definitely, yeah, by the way, this is the loot I got from it. We're gonna just see how much it's worth in the bazaar, but I'm not gonna sell it, only sell my green candy all the time. Okay, so this is already worth like 2.6 mil, so gonna put it quick in my ender chest so you don't change up the stuff. Okay, a little struggling a little bit, but that's okay. So yeah, and then this to the bazaar, that's another half a mil, so that's 3.1, 3.2 mil, plus this 4.5 mil, let's say, and this is worth a bad person talisman has 200k, 250k. This is worth a little bit, so let's say a big 5 mil, like I would even say 5.5 mil, but yeah, pretty decent for 1 hour, to be honest. So if I would sell the pet and everything, it will give me a decent amount. So yeah, definitely worth it. Now we're gonna talk about the best spot. So yeah, what are the best spots? This spot in the day is definitely the best spot because there are a lot of mobs constantly spawning, so you can constantly slap mobs. But in the night, this isn't the best place for sure. So another trick or treat box with some decent loot. That's like yeah, 24 score, so that's fuck. But yeah, now we're gonna talk about what's the best spot at night. It isn't the graveyard, but it is this place where the fairy soul guy is. Why? Because there are less people and more mobs, so if you got some lanterns, it's really good. I recommend slapping at the start, but when the mobs are like close together, you can just spam the pumpkins and kill a lot of them. So yeah, pretty decent spot here. Always use it. So yeah, like now there are three mobs together, so just to make it quick, I'm gonna spam some pumpkins. And also got a box. That's pretty nice. This one was already low, so I slapped him. Bad person talisman, that's nice. You see there, first I popped some beds, but now there are like 4 or 5 mobs together, so that's a really good way to use your pumpkin blasters. And that's why these spots are like really good, because you can do it like every minute. You can like pop a few more mobs than normal.